Say goodbye to the back and shoulder pain that comes with nursing and hello to unlimited comfort. This pillow has made feeding my baby so much easier. I wish I made it sooner. Today I'm going to show you how to make one for yourself or for a mom who needs it. Step 1. Cutting the fabric. First, cut 2 fabric pieces for the pillow's main shape using your interior fabric of choice. I'm using calico. This will become the top and bottom of the pillow. Cut 2 more of the same shape using your desired outside fabric. Fold each of the pieces in half and make a small notch at the fold. This will help us to find the center later. So you should have 4 of these in total. I'm gonna call these piece A. Now let's cut the border of the pillow. Cut 2 long fabric strips using your inside fabric. Cut 2 more long strips using your outside fabric. If your fabric is too short, you can sew several small pieces together until you get to a length of 57 inches, including a 1-inch allowance for sewing. That's all the cutting. Now let's move on to the next step, which is sewing the interior of the pillow. If you had to cut smaller pieces for piece B, this is where you sew them together until you have one piece that is 57 inches long. I'm stitching with a 1/2-inch allowance. If you're gonna be shopping for a sewing machine soon, use my code SewQuaint10 for a 10% discount on Singer.com. I'm using the Singer 4423 and it's amazing for beginners. Open the seams and press them flat. You can even top stitch them if you feel like it. Fold piece B in half, cut a tiny notch at the top and bottom to mark the center. Since you already cut notches into piece A, line up the notches on piece B with the notches on piece A and pin them together. Before sewing, trail the edges of piece B around the edges of piece A to check that it fits. Sew the 2 ends together to make a loop. Sew piece A to piece B all the way around. And when you get to the curvy parts, make small cuts along the edge, but not too deep. This way, the fabric will be able to bend more easily around the curves. Do the same thing with the other curved piece, which is also piece A, but be sure to leave a 10-inch gap so that we can flip it inside out. When you're done sewing, make a few extra cuts in the seam allowance on the inner curve to help it lay flat. Flip the pillow over to the right side and fill it with stuffing until it's nice and fluffy. Use a needle and thread to close the gap by hand. And that's it. The inside of your nursing pillow is ready. So let's move on to sewing the removable cover. Sew all the parts for piece B together to make one long strip, just like you did with the inside of the pillow. Fold it in half so that you can find the center and mark it with a small notch at the top and at the bottom. Stitch the ends of this together to create a loop. With the right side of piece B pointing up and the wrong side of the placket pointing down, put the placket on top of piece B by aligning the notches on both pieces. Place the zipper on top of the placket and use a fabric marker to mark where the zipper starts and ends. You want to make sure that your zipper is in the center. Use these marks to draw a rectangle in the middle of the placket. Make it a 1/2 inch tall and draw small triangles on both ends. Sew around the rectangle using the lines that you have drawn as a guide. Carefully cut along the center line of the rectangles, including the triangles, but be sure not to cut the threads at the corners. Push the placket through the opening to the wrong side of the fabric and press it flat to make a neat opening. With the zipper teeth facing up, place the zipper behind the opening, pin it down, and sew it in place. Now attach piece A to piece B using the notches as a guide, just like you did for the inside of the pillow. Sew them together, and when you get to the curves, make small cuts along the edges to help the fabric bend smoothly. When you're done sewing, make a few extra cuts in the seam allowance on the inner curve to help it lay flat. Open the zipper, then sew the second piece A to the pillow cover the same way. Turn the cover inside out through the zipper and put the inside of the pillow into it. And you're done! Now you have a finished nursing pillow with a removable cover. Check the description down below for a few benefits as to why you might want to make a nursing pillow for you and your baby, or for that special mama in your life.